For question 7a, right, we are asked to calculate the total surface area of the prism over here below. So for this question, it's a matter of visualization. So basically, let's indicate the length over here is actually 9 plus 3 cm plus 3 cm. That gives us 15 cm over here, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the area at the bottom, which is equals to 15 times 10, correct? Now, equivalently, the area here, right, is also 15 times 10. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to multiply by 2, okay, to account for the bottom and the top. Now, next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the area of this sides over here, which is also the same as over here, and there's another one at this corner, at this side, and another one at this side as well. So that will be 10 times 3 times 4, because there are 4 sides, correct? And finally, we are going to find the area of this side over here, and there's another one behind, correct? So the area of this side that I have shaded, it will be actually, in this case, it will be 15 times 3. Okay, so let me visualize it for you. So it will be this area first, 50 times 3, okay, plus this square area, that will be 3 times 3. Okay, and then I multiply by 2 because to account for the other side. So 15 times 10 times 2 is actually 300, plus 10 times 3 times 4 is actually 120, plus 15 times 3 plus 3 times 3 actually gives us 54. So that will be 54 times the 2. So this is equals to 300 plus 120 plus 108. So this evaluates to 528 cm squared. And we are done with question number 7a. Now for 7b, right, let's look at 7b. Okay, Mr. Lee took 30 minutes to drive from Jurong to Changi at an average speed of 72 kilometers per hour. He took the same route but in the opposite direction and an average speed of 5 kilometers faster for his return trip. So find his average speed for the round trip correct to the nearest kilometer per hour. Okay, so for the round trip, it means the question is asking you to find the average speed where he went from Jurong to Changi, and then from Changi back to Jurong. So with this trip from Jurong to Changi and Changi to Jurong, what is the average speed? So what I'm going to do over here, first, I'm going to find the distance from Jurong to Changi, which is actually equals to 72 kilometers, 72 times 1 over 2, which is equals to 36 kilometers. The reason is distance is equals to speed times time. So here I have my speed, which is 72, and then here I have my time, but this time in hours, okay? 30 minutes is half an hour, okay? So that is how I get the distance from Jurong to Changi. So whenever you do questions involving speed, right, you have to be very careful with the units and take into account of the unit conversion so that you can calculate the correct distance. So next, the time taken for the return trip. So we know that distance equals to speed times time, right? So let's bring the s over. That will mean that the time is distance over speed. So this means that this is t equals to distance over speed, So this is equals to 36. That is the distance between Jurong and Changi divided by the speed. In this case, the speed is actually 72, but we add 5 because the return trip, the speed is 5 km per hour faster than his return. So for the part where Mr. Lee is taking the return trip, right, it is actually 5 km faster than the 72 km per hour. So we take 72 plus 5 over here. So this is actually equals to 36 over 77 hour. Okay. So now we know the time taken for the return trip, right? What we're going to do now is the average speed for the round trip, meaning from Jurong to Changi and then Changi back to Jurong. So this is equals to 36 plus 36 divided by 1 over 2 plus 36 over 77. So average speed, right? If you look at this formula over here, so speed is actually equals to, bring the t over, distance over time. So here I calculate the distance where he drove from Jurong to Changi, that is 36 km, and then from Changi back to Jurong, another 36 km. So this is the round trip, the total distance. And then I divided by the time it took for the round trip. So when he drove from Jurong to Changi, he took half an hour. And then now he drove from Changi back to Jurong, he took 37 over 77 hours. 36 over 77 hours. So after you key in this in your calculator, okay, you will get that the average speed is actually 74.416 km per hour. The reason why it's kilometer per hour is because my numerator is in kilometer and my denominator is in hour. So this is rounded off to 74 km per hour because the question asks for nearest kilometer per hour. And we are done with question number 7.